how much do you think you're going to be able to do that this year?
I'd like to press 30–40% of the game. That's how I've, historically I've done it until we got here, and then we didn't, last year we played 6 guys, we couldn't press that much. And even that first year, we played so fast that we pressed some, but probably 15–20% of the game. But, if you ask me, I'd say let's press 30–40% of the game. Let's really be aggressive. Let's, because what I'm seeing right now is I think we have 8 guys that we can really go to. Problem is a bunch of them are young. Now you wonder why one team played better. Well, they had Terrence as a veteran, Duran as a veteran, and they had Eloy as a veteran. The other guys had Marcus as a freshman, Anthony as a freshman, Kyle as a freshman. They had Darius, but those other 3, and that's why the one team I think played better.
Coach, over here, you talked about Marcus' issue with pacing. How much more do you need to see out of him for you to be comfortable kind of with him in the flow of the game?
Well, like I said, the hardest position to play for me is point guard, and he's got a ways to go. But you saw him get to the rim and how he can do it. You saw him in pick and roll make good decisions, and then there were a couple that he chose not to pass the ball, and then it was a bad decision. And guys were open, just throw it to the guy. Because sometimes you get in that mode of I'm going to make something happen. I'm going to get this ball and shoot. Well, you got to make really easy plays when you're in that point guard position because you're going to have the ball a lot. And he's got a team full of guys that he's going to have to keep up, balanced as far as scoring. We got a lot of guys that can put it down. So.
Cal, obviously there's a million things you need to work on. It's not even Thanksgiving. From an athletic point of view, which is where fans are excited now, don't be Scrooge. Don't tamper it. Why don't you give us your opinion of how athletic these guys really honestly are, in your opinion?
Pretty athletic. They're pretty long. I mean, like I said, I like my team. I'm sitting here saying, oh my gosh, if this is how we play, we're going to lose a lot of games. And then it became like it was Big Blue Madness. Let him go in and score. Like at halftime, I told him, there were 3 times where you and Michael and Terrence were standing next to a guy under the basket and you let him shoot a layup. Are you crazy? I'll go nuts in a game if you do that in a real game. But again, guys aren't going to play 40 minutes. No one got the sub. They all, I like the team, I like them, but we got a lot of work to do. If anybody watched that and didn't say, he better start coaching, then you're truly a football fan watching basketball, or you're a volleyball player watching basketball, I don't know. But if you know basketball, which we have, 4 million people in this state that are expert in basketball, you have to say, wow, he's got a ways to go with this team, but wow, they're really athletic and long and they're fat, woo.